horse friends. I'm Becca Sound, and you're watching American Horse Talk Live. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you're enjoying our content. If you are, go ahead and share it with all your horse friends. And I want to say a special thank you to the replay viewers. I know you take time out of your busy day to watch us, and a lot of people have to work. So they come home after work and watch this show, and we really appreciate you doing that. All right, so today I have a special guest all the way from Sutton, New Hampshire. She has done lots of things in the horse world that we're going to talk about. But most recently, she's working with Young Living Essential Oils, and she's going to talk about oils for horses. So her name is Chris Wheeler St. Cyr. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, I'm good, girlfriend. How about you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm glad to have you on the show.
Thanks.
Yeah, we've been trying to work some stuff out for a while now, and we finally got you on there.
That's right. We had to squeeze it in, but we'll get her done.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess, first of all, people don't really know who you are. So tell people who you are and what you do with horses.
I'm a third generation horse handler. I've lived on this same dirt road that I was born on. I was born actually right across the street. I live on the same old dirt road in Sutton, New Hampshire. It's kind of cool. Everybody pretty like, hey, there's Chris, there's Chris. I'm kind of the go-to person for people around here. As far as if they have problems with their horses or even with their cattle or their pigs, it's like everybody's just like, oh, call Chris, she'll know what to do, I don't always know what to do, but I can always give moral support, right?
You're the horse resource of the area.
Kind of, yeah. And that's pretty cool. I mean, it just comes with knowledge with working with horses my whole life. I've been working with horses, doing a lot of colt starting. I've been doing that lots and lots of years, but and my daughter had joined in with me. She's an AQHA professional. We have some pretty nice horses, and we show at Congress, and I don't, but my daughter does and stuff. So I'm pretty proud of that. Being a hometown girl and kind of just going out and doing stuff all over the world, really, all over the country, not the world, the country.
Yeah, and then tell us a little bit about Horse a Day. Is that something that's going on now? Horse a Day.
I haven't done the Horse a Day videos for a couple of years. There's like 80 or 85 of them out there on YouTube. You can look up Horse a Day. And I was doing interviews with Trudy Bland with Road to the Horse. I was doing a lot with that. I went there, I think 3 years in a row, interviewing, people like Craig Cameron, Guy McLean, Pat and Linda Pirelli, which are also, by the way, part of Young Living.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Chris Cox, just doing interviews all over the place. There's a lot of funny ones on there, and most of them are actually kind of comical. And Dan James, there's a bunch of them on there, but go check it out. Horse a Day on YouTube. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, so you kind of know the interview process a bit there.
Yeah. Don't try to practice it, because it ain't gonna work. Just do it. Just do it, and people don't want to see something, like boom, boom, boom. It's like, sometimes, stuff happens, or you sneeze or cough or whatever. It's just, right? We're just people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I started with Alabama Horse Talk Radio, and that's radio. You're just audio. And then when I went to Southern Horse Talk, it was video interviews, not live, and I had to edit everything. And I remember going back and editing for hours and taking out a cough or sneeze or anything like that would interfere with the message,
Right.
But now that it's live, it's just so relaxed, and you can just talk and have fun. And the minute it's done, you can share it out. It's just wonderful. I really love that. I don't have to edit anymore.
Yeah, the whole technology thing of even 10 years ago, I didn't even have a cell phone. And now it's like I can't, my business is on my cell phone practically,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So now these days you're doing less colt starting, but you started this business called GBF Oily Essentials.
Right.
Which is your essential oil business. What does that GBF mean? What does that stand for?
Broke Farm. That's been the name of my farm, and not broke money wise, but broke it's kind of a play on words like break a horse, broke it, whatever. I had it for 40 years, so it's it might be cliche, but I don't know. I just picked it, so that's who I am.
Okay. Well, sometimes I'm pretty smart, but I didn't put that one together.
yeah. Going Broke Farm Oily Essentials. But it's GBF, so yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, tell us a little bit about Young Living, the company history and who founded it and what's it all about.
All right. Gary Young founded this company 25 years ago. I started using essential oils, actually way back when I was having babies. Actually, my doctor still practices. I just saw her yesterday, as a matter of fact, practices and using them. She calls them her beautiful oils, So she was actually using them not Young Livings, but essential oils back in the day when I was having home births and stuff. And she's pretty excited that I've been doing this as a business as well, you know, for the last couple of years. So basically, I've been using them for a long time. Essential oils. I just didn't know it. I said, I don't care what you're using on me. Just get those kids out of me, right? So I, yeah, whatever works, right? But she's still a doctor now and practices, and she's a lovely, lovely lady. And so I went to the Equine Affair in Springfield, Mass. And there were some people there that had this booth called Young Living, and they had this diffuser going and whatnot. And people were all milling around like, what is that smell? That smells amazing. And so she started talking to me, and then she was doing some demos out there in front of, you know, a couple thousand people and whatnot about using oils with horses. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, kind of getting back to the nature of things and not using so many chemicals in everything that you use every day. I mean, because if you're using a chemical product, I'm not going to pick any names or bash anybody. But a lot of the companies that you buy products from, I mean, there's chemicals in there. They're synthetically made. They're made in a factory. There's things in there, there's toxins in there that aren't good for you. Clearly, they're not good for you. So I was like, okay, I want to try some of this stuff. So I went home and I thought on it. I signed up, got myself a membership, and started using the product. So I got having trouble with sleep, for example. So I would put lavender in my diffuser because, you know, everybody knows that lavender is good stuff, but you don't want to buy it at the store because it's junk, right? So, and it started helping me with sleep. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. So I got more into it. And a couple months later, I said, okay, I want to do this as a business. Can you come out here and do a clinic at my farm? So she came right out here from Illinois, and we had like 15 people hanging around at the barn. And it's like, okay, you know, I'm kind of like, oh boy, you know, my horses are, you know, not going to like this or whatever, you know, because people know their horses and stuff. But you know what? Horses don't lie. Horses don't make stuff up. It either works for them or it don't. They either want it or they don't, you know? Yeah. So I was like, okay, let's just see what they want. So we had, I think we had one of my mares out, and she wasn't cross-tied, or she was just kind of standing there in the aisleway, ground-tied. And so she offered her a few oils, and she didn't want nothing to do with them. And then she pulled out her peppermint oil, and she immediately smelt it with her thinking side, and she smelt it with her reacting side. She's like, yes, please, I want that. So she says, what's going on with this horse? And I said, well, she's 20, and she's slightly arthritic in her knees. She says, aha. So peppermint is a natural anti-inflammatory. So we took 3 or 4 drops, or 2 or 3, or just a little tiny bit, kind of rubbed it on both of her knees. And we took her outside, and this was within 30 seconds. I mean, because it gets absorbed into your bloodstream within 25 seconds. I mean, it goes down the hair, it goes right down the hair shaft, and it actually gets absorbed into the horse's body or your dog or whatever quicker than your own, because it just follows the hair shaft and just boom, it goes right into the bloodstream. So think about that when you're putting a toxin on your horses. You know, that's going in there. You know, that's for real. So anyway, we took her out, and we trotted her up and down the aisleway outside so people could see, and she trotted right out like a 2-year-old. I mean, because it was works that fast. It was like, oh dang, that's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Like, all right,
snap.
Bada bing, Yahtzee, whatever you want to say. But it was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And without using any chemicals. And I said, okay, I'm going to really dive into this. So I started doing my homework and, you know, really looking into this company. There's just so much to learn about. I mean, I'm like a newbie, really. I really don't know that much about the company. I just know what's worked for me, and I can share my own stories, but I'm not a vet, and I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose. I can't say this will cure X, Y, Z. I mean, I can't, you know, because I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what the underlying situation is for you or your horse or your dog. But I can offer lots of things that may help.
Now, so, the potency of the essential oil, as someone who's never used any, that scares me. Yeah, that scares me. So how do you know, like, is it going to burn your skin or your horse's skin, or how do you know how to apply it?
You start low and slow. So if you think, well, geez, because it's a 1,000-pound horse, I've got to use a whole bunch. You don't. You don't. You just use a few drops. Like, for example, I had to trailer a horse the other day, and I knew she was going to be anxious about leaving the other horses. So I just brought my bottle of, oh my God, here's my lavender. I brought my bottle of lavender with me. I applied like 2 drops to her pole. First, I let her smell it, say, you know, you want this, girlfriend? She's like, yeah, that's fine. That smells pretty good. So I put 2 or 3 drops on her pole and just left it there. And so hopped her on the trailer about, I don't know, 10 minutes later. And I didn't know if she wouldn't have or whatever, but she never whinnied. And we had to drive about an hour away. So, I mean, she never whinnied. She never pawed. She never carried on. She was super quiet, loaded right up nice. She's a pretty chill horse anyway. So, you know, I can't say if, you know, that was the cure all, but it might have taken the edge off a little bit. You know what I mean? So just because it's a animal doesn't mean that you have to use a lot.
And is it just, is the application process just drops, rubbing it into their
Either
skin?
way, or you can use a carrier oil, any kind of an organic carrier oil. It doesn't have to be ours. It can be, you know, organic olive oil or whatever, anything organic. Okay, just don't use like Wesson oil or something, you know, to rub it into that. That ain't gonna work. You know, kind of defeat the purpose, right? So yeah, just use any kind of a carrier oil if you're concerned about maybe, you know, putting too much on or whatever. But you know, anything in moderation. You know, just use your brain a little bit. If you've got a small cat or something and you're using like 30 drops of oil, that's way too much. You know,
Okay.
do your homework a little bit first, guys. Okay, so
Now
think about what you're doing.
on the Young Living site, of course, I didn't have a chance to research the whole thing, but is there a section for equine people?
They're not necessarily. Well, yes, actually, I don't know if it's specifically just equine or pets in general. And we have also, not we, it's put out by someone else actually, but this reference guide is the bomb. So it's called, can you see that, guys? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Animals and Essential Oils reference guide.
And move it to your right a little bit. Other way. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, your other right.
Okay, so it's reference guide for animals. It's put out by Essential Oil Animal Desk Reference Guide by Life Science. There you go. You can Amazon it or Google it or whatever. But it's put out by veterinarians, and I mean it's pretty cool. So for example, they have here's the equine section.
Okay.
And the equine section is, gosh, it's big. There's a lot. I mean, it goes into everything from doing the raindrop technique on your horse, which I travel all over the country and do that for people's horses. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a detox for your horse.
Okay.
So it goes into, so say for example, you have a cut, or geez, my horse has, let's see, a bruised sole. I'm just kind of picking stuff out of here. It gives you the blends to use, how to use it, what to use it for, abscesses, arthritis. You know, it's a desk reference. You know, you can use it for your travel.
Anybody can buy that book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody can own that book. I mean, you know, zebras. I mean, really, if you got a zebra, there you go, guys.
We do all sorts of equines. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, reptiles, birds, whatever. Proud Flesh. I mean, it's a really awesome book to have in your closet for sure.
Okay.
Or your toolbox,
all right.
whatever.
So talk about the different types of oils there are and what is most recommended for horse owners and horses.
Well, you can use about anything really, depending on what your horse needs. I'm just going to say that if you're not using Young Living essential oils, I can't guarantee anything. If you're buying something like on eBay or Amazon and it says Young Living, it's not ours. Okay. So what people have found that they can do, they can get these little caps and they can get the bottles and they can put on the new caps and they can fill it with whatever. So you might have a little bit of essential oil in there, but the rest of it is just a carrier oil, a synthetic or whatever. So the FDA only requires other essential oil companies, or any essential oil company, let's put it that way. They only need to have 5% of a 100% pure essential oil in their product. Okay, so that's crazy.
Yeah, that's not pure.
If you go to, say, not picking on anybody, but if you just go to Walmart, say, okay, and you buy a bottle of lavender oil, see a bottle of lavender oil, it says, oh, 100% pure essential oil. It's not. Okay, it's synthetically made, guys. Call up the company with whatever bottle of whatever that is that you're buying for $5, because you get what you pay for, right? Just call up the company that, they must have a website or whatever on the back of their label, and call them up and say, hey, where you guys get your lavender oil from? There's going to be crickets, because they have no idea where they get it from.
Well, I saw on that video, Seed to Seal video.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we're supposed to be doing a giveaway of all that kind of stuff. 3 giveaways. But anyway, I saw all these beautiful lavender fields at their farm in France.
Yep.
And so is that go ahead.
They have one in Utah too. I've been there a couple times. I've actually ran in the lavender fields. It's
really
freaking amazing, guys.
Cool. I mean, I'd love to do that.
Oh my God. It's for real cool. Really, really, really cool. I've watched them distilling juniper, for example.
Yeah.
It's the whole process. I mean, their Seed to Seal is they plant it, they harvest it, they grow it, they harvest it, they package it, they ship it out. I mean, nobody else in the world does that. Nobody. I mean, there might be a company that has their own lavender field. Yes, there might be. There probably is. But do they have 220 some odd different oils? Do they have their own frankincense? Do they have their own peppermint? Do they have their own lemon? I mean, I'm just picking some names out of the hat. No, they probably don't. They buy it on the open market. We're the only company that does. So that's why we can guarantee what goes into our bottles. That's why we are the world leader.
Wow.
Because we have the best. It's pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. Did we get off subject a little bit? Did we get off?
Yeah, we might have.
I don't know. I get to fire hosing and rambling and whatnot.
Yeah, we were talking about the different oils to use with horses.
Oh yeah. Okay. So a couple that I keep in my toolbox. I keep lavender. I keep Peace and Calming. Peace and Calming is also good for your dogs. It's good for your people. It's good for babies. It's good for whatever. If like I have an anxious horse, let's say, and I'm going to start working him in the round pen or whatever, and he's his head might be up at a 10. He's like, oh, what's this boogeyman over there or whatever. Just give him a couple of drops of that. Maybe let him offer that bottle to him. Let him smell that. Let him see if he's interested in having that. Put a couple drops on his pole, maybe take a couple drops, rub it in your hands, kind of feather it back over the back of his face and over his neck. And you're going to see a change. I mean, his eye will soften. His head will drop from maybe like a 10 down to like a 7. It's definitely something that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. And horses in the wild will naturally seek out, like if they need, an herb, or if they need that. I mean, they'll seek out, like wild horses will seek out what they need. We have domesticated the horses, so obviously they can't search around for any minerals that they need out in your barnyard, right? So, I mean, you're offering them a choice if they want it or they not, or they don't. Most of the time they do. And it does definitely take the edge off. So I keep Peace and Calming. I keep lavender. I keep Purification. I use Purification. It's a blend of oils. I use that in my stalls every day. I put it in a spritzer bottle and put like a quart size bottle. Put some Purification in the summertime. I might put some citronella in there. It helps keep the flies away, and it makes your barn smell fantastic on the wet spot, in your stalls. And then you're not throwing chemicals at your horse, and you don't have to put a gas mask on to use it.
Does that work as a fly spray, or is it a different?
That one as I have several different fly spray recipes. That's all I use on my horses. I don't use. I mean, even for the ticks, guys.
Really?
Seriously. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but it does. I mean, yes, you do have to reapply it every day, so that might be kind of a pain in the butt for people. But it's worth it to not have all those chemicals flying around your barnyard on your horse, right? So I can post those in the page later. I didn't think to get those but I have
Sure.
several recipes to use for flies and, things like that. Nothing's going to work really on those great big bombers that come get you, those big horse flies, nothing really helps too much on that. But,
a fly swatter or a good swat with your hand works good.
that's
Great.
right, that's right. So, I have a lot of them that peppermint's always a good go-to. It's very cooling. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's very refreshing. In times when my horses don't want to drink a lot of water, like in the spring and the fall, it tends to be colic season, because they're not drinking as much as they should. Add a drop of peppermint to your horse's water and your own.
Okay.
I drink it every day. So
Really? Okay.
yeah, it tastes amazing, and it's refreshing for them, and it entices them to drink more.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Is there more on the list?
Oh yeah, gosh.
Okay.
Yeah. Lavender, always my go-to for cuts and scrapes on a horse. Always. I just apply it neat, which means you just put it right on. So if one of my horses comes in and he's, got a scrape or whatever, I take out my lavender, put it right on it. It just literally heals it up within days. You reapply it a couple times a day, twice a day, whatever. Amazing, guys. Seriously amazing.
Okay.
A couple other oils that we have. We've got a whole list. There's balsam fir, cedarwood, clary sage, melrose, vetiver, lemon, lavender, juniper, helichrysum, stress away. I can go on and on and on with the different oils that we could use. Best to just go to my website and check it out,
Yeah.
Or
let me show that to people while you're talking about
or
that.
message me, like, hey, my horse is having some muscle soreness. Okay. What could I use to help ease that? I'm going to say straight away, well, how about let's try some Panaway on that, or let's try some peppermint on that, or let's try some deep relief on that, maybe.
So,
but obviously, check with your vet first, see if like something's going on. Cause like I said, I'm not a vet and I don't claim to be.
So do you have lots of, competitive athletes consulting you about what to do for their horses?
Actually, yes, there's several. Yeah. There's several. I don't know if I can mention their names or not, but yeah, they use the essential oils on a regular basis. But be mindful if you're very competitive and they're going to be blood testing. If you're using lavender or any of the oils, if you're using it internally on your horse, if they're taking it internally or taking it through their bloodstream because it gets it it will test.
It will.
Okay. It will test. Yes. Yeah, it will test.
All right. Now, what about acceptance of using essential oils in different areas of the country?
We are worldwide. We're worldwide.
But what do you experience? Like, people in the north may be more accepting of it versus people in the south, west, or east, or whatever. Where is it most accepted?
Well, I don't know how to answer that question. I guess I'd be talking out my hat, because people use it all over the world. Like we just did the World Equestrian Games in North Carolina. There's a lot of people that go to the World Equestrian Games. It only comes to the United States every 4 years, guys. And we were blessed to have a booth there. And many, there's people from Australia and Egypt and all over. They a lot of them were very familiar with our essential oils and used them on their own selves and whatnot. A lot of them didn't know that they could use them with their horses. So they got a little lecture on how they could do that. So, but yeah, we are worldwide. We're worldwide.
Okay.
We have 6.8 million users worldwide. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And do you have, does the company have conferences where just the horse people go and learn about the oils?
They have. Well, we go to different equine events around the country, and my team does, and lots of other Young Living members, independent. We're all independent distributors. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all independent distributors, but a lot of us work together as teams, like to do an equine event or what have you, like the World Games. There was 12 of us that went there. We took, 4 on, 4 off kind of a thing. This because there was a lot of people to talk to, so you need to have some people there that you can to help you with different. Like I don't know everything, but the other gal beside me said, "Oh, I might, she might know how to use that one with whatever." Right. So yeah, we're worldwide. You can just Google us. We're pretty cool. Should I throw in that we're going to do some giveaways here today a little bit?
Yeah. I don't want to refresh my screen, and I don't have the little graphic to
Okay.
show, but to explain what it is, and if you have it, just hold it up there so people can see
All right,
it.
so this is kind of a cool little kit. So it's just so people can kind of get introduced to it. So you get 3 little vials of essential oils, and I didn't put anything in there yet because I don't know what y'all want. So somebody might want to try lemon and thieves and frankincense. So, you know, I'd fill them up with whatever it is they want. And then, and it's got this little handy dandy little reference guide.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah. So, I mean, it talks about peppermint vitality and stress away and vetiver and wintergreen and cedar wood. And so, I mean, it's, you know, it's not the whole thing. It's just a little,
right.
You know, it's a little like,
so it's just a little sample, and it starts the educational process, because apparently it takes a while to learn about all these different oils and herbs and things.
And some people that are really like into the whole science thing of it, like all the esquiterpenes and the sesquiterpenes and the terpenes and all, I don't know anything about all that stuff. I just know it's really cool to listen to the scientists talking about it. So I'm going to give away 3 of those. I got 3 of those to give away. How do you want to do that?
Well, we'll probably just you know, just see how the video does, and you know, get comments on there. If you want them to comment with anything in particular, then they can be entered for a chance to win. Do you want them to say GBF Woolly Essentials?
It's better than saying Bumblebee Tuna, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't care. I mean, just whatever. Maybe I'll just pick 3.
How about oil? They could say oil. That's easier.
Yeah, right. Or they could just comment on there, and I'll pick 3 random people, and then I'll reach out to them and say thank you very much, you know, whatever, and you know, get their mailing information. I'll mail one out to them. So I'll give you that little guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to type that in there. So while I'm doing that, tell us, you know, is there any special equipment that people need to do this?
Nope.
No,
they don't. They really don't. They need their oils, the good oils from Young Living. I can only guarantee the Young Living essential oils, because like I said, we are the only one that have their own seed to seal process. Call up any other company, anyone, and say, geez, guys, where do you get your oils? I mean, that's really, really important. So do your homework. If they don't have information on their website about where they get their products from and how to use them safely with horses, go to the next one, because they're not safe to use. If you're applying a synthetically made product to your animals, you could potentially hurt them, and it certainly ain't going to help them, you know? So I would really recommend just doing your homework if you want to try using some essential oils. Reach out to me. I can send you some links to some different sites that you could look at, or different videos, you know, about how to use it and what to use. I have a couple of stories I could tell, if that's okay, about how I use them with my horses.
Yeah, please do. That was one of my questions.
All right. So I can tell you how I've used them and what has worked for me. And I actually did Facebook Lives with these because I was curious myself as to how the outcome was going to be. So, okay. So one day I had one of my mares. She was out in the paddock. This was actually last February. Or maybe it was the beginning of March, whatever. She had like a 3-week-old foal at her side. And it's February, so we're here in New Hampshire. It was cold out. Not wicked cold, 35 maybe. She didn't have a blanket on. She's out in the paddock. And I'm mucking stalls, and I'm looking out the window, and I can see, oh boy, what's going on with her? Why is she sweating? Why is she going around in circles? Why is she, you know, pawing at the ground? It's like automatically, it's like, okay, y'all know what that means, right? She's got a little tummy trouble going on. So I'm like, and she was already bred back 7 days. So it's like, ooh, this could be expensive, right? So she got a 3-week-old foal, she's bred back 7 days. Like, that's not cool. So I grabbed my bottle of Digize. So, and phone in hand to call a vet right away, of course, if I need to, right? But I've seen this enough times, so I'm not going to, you know, I don't panic about anything like that. So I grabbed my bottle of Digize. I don't have one here with me, but Digize is good for any kind of tummy troubles with people or with animals. So, like you'd want to rub 2 or 3 drops on your tummy if you got, you know, like ate too much fair food or whatever, and just be mindful about where the bathroom is in the next 20 minutes or so. Because if you got it anyway, so I I brought my bottle of Digize out, and she's clearly not comfortable, okay? She's not letting the fold in her. She's, up and down. She's pawing. It's like, this is going to be expensive. So I opened the bottle. I offered it to her. She smelled it both sides, right, left side, right side, smelled it, thinking, reacting. Yes, please. She tried to get the bottle. I said, okay, girlfriend. So I took 4 or 5 drops and just dropped it down her back and just kind of feathered it in. I didn't that's all I did. I mean, literally took 10 seconds to do that. And she went to lay down and roll again. It's like, oh, kicking at her. It's like, no, get up. Let's go. And I walked her around a couple circles for maybe about a minute, took the halter off her, let her go to see what she was going to do. And she kind of walked around, and her head started to soften. It's like, okay, phew, what's going to go on with this? Still ready to call the vet at any moment. She walked over to the water tub, took a big drink, to heated water tubs, nice and warm. Went over to the corner where her poop pile is, and went over there and did her business, and went back over to the round bale and started eating and letting baby nurse. This all happened within like 4 minutes. So
you thought it worked pretty good, huh?
If she had a twisted gut, was that going to help that? No, of course not. But she just had a little bit of a tummy thing, and just things needed to happen, and it worked that time for me, and it's a for real story. So I was glad I have that around.
Yeah.
Another real quick story. This one blew my mind, totally blew my mind. So this mare was due to foal. She was like 3 days late, which really isn't late, but whatever. And I'm watching her on the video camera, and she's shifting her weight and shifting her weight and shifting her weight. It's like, you know what? Just for fun, I'm gonna see if she wants any oils. So I went up to the barn, and I took out my lavender and offered her that. She didn't want nothing to do with lavender. She wanted nothing to do with Stress Away. And I had a bottle of cedarwood up there. I don't even remember why I had it. I think maybe I was using it in the stalls or whatever. But cedarwood, it's a very grounding oil, and it's very it's high in sesquiterpenes, which it's very it's just like that kind of a thing,
I could use that.
Yeah, right. And actually, I put this on the bottom of my feet every single night. It helps me with sleep. Every single night. Bada bing. Off to night. Yeah, bada bing. Anyway, so I offered her the cedarwood. I hadn't ever used it with a horse before, so I didn't really know. So I offered her that. She said, yes, please. Again, Facebook Live, people are like, oh my God, that's so cool. She wanted that. I took 3 or 4 drops, feathered it down her back. And within about 30 seconds, literally 30 seconds, milk started squirting out of her udder. I'm not even kidding.
Huh.
I said, no, we don't know. We want that in there. We don't want to lose that precious gold, right? And I mean, she was pretty chill mare anyways. It's her like 8th or 9th baby or something ridiculous. But she did foal that night, and she's probably going to anyway. But it was cool to see that reaction. It's like, no, maybe she just needed like, okay, I can do this again. Let's just do this, So that was pretty cool. I mean, oils have a really amazing effect on people and animals. I mean, look back to like the Bible. It's in the Bible, guys. It's the Egyptians, the Native Americans. There's an oil for everything. You know?
For sure. Well, we're actually out of time. So real quickly, tell us any trends you see in this industry, and then we'll give your contact information.
The trends are that more and more and more people are wanting to choose chemical toxin-free products in their homes and in their barns, cleaning their houses instead of using, all the commercial junk on the planet. Your dogs are putting that on their feet and they're licking it. That's going into their bodies. Your babies are crawling on the floor. They're putting stuff in their mouths. Stop using all the toxins, guys. There are options. We have household cleaners. We have shampoos, deodorant, joint supplements. This joint supplement is the bomb, guys. Agiles, you got to try the Agiles. It's the bomb.
So there's all sorts of things that you have for all sorts of situations.
Yeah, over 700 products, guys. And the world leader in essential oils, and very, very happy to be part of this company. So thank you so much, guys. Reach out to me. GBF Oily Essentials on Facebook, Chris Wheeler St. Cyr. Hope you all have a good day and happy trails.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I learned a lot.
Great. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, guys, and thank y'all for watching. And make sure you go over there to the American Horse Talk page and put your comments in so you can be entered for a chance to win one of 3 packs, right? 3 packs?
1 of 3. I'm going to give away 3.
Awesome.
I'm going to give away 3.
Yay. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. And
Bye-bye.
also, y'all make sure that you like the American Horse Talk page so you can get our updates when we go live, and join the American Horse Talk group so you can help us share love of country and love of horse. All right. See you later, Chris. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.